Thank you very much. I want to welcome all the media personnel here. Welcome to the NCP Secretariat. I wish to state that my briefing today will be very brief and straight to the point. I wish to address the media after a deep reflection and prayer and consultation with supporters and well-wishers, more importantly, the ordinary voters. We have clocked at a difficult decision, and I wish to address NCP supporters and all our members across the country that have analyzed the political mood and the manifestos of all political competitors. Some are good and promising, others are not and do not give hope. Let me briefly say what I have seen in the opposition. What I've seen in the opposition, and the call has always been, let us unite. ECL left an agenda where all political parties under the Tons Alliance then were supposed to unite under NCP and push the agenda for all the Zambians. However, today, we have witnessed unprecedented level of mistrust, selfish ambitions, and divisions. The high number of political aspirants, all from one source, tells the story, which is quite disturbing. We have also assessed the UPND. They came into office under the banner of a lot of promises. Some they've fulfilled, others are work in progress, yet others are unfulfilled. Therefore, some things that resonate with NCP, which the government is doing, which includes proportional representation. As you may be aware, we made a presentation at Parliament where we believed so much in complete proportional representation. However, we have a partial proportional representation. Decentralization and another value we believe in as an empowerment that is able to get down to the people. Although they've not 100% met the expectation of the Zambian people, on the balance of things, we think ichintu chintu mwene. We can give them a benefit of doubt and entrust them with another mandate. But this should not make the UPND complacent and neglect the promises that they promised to address the Zambian people, especially reducing the high cost of living. Under these difficult circumstances, the choice available, we have resolved to endorse the candidature of His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema in this year's election, because I believe that what builds the country is policy consistency and not change of government. For now, I want to state that as New Congress Party and I as Peter Chanda, I want to state that I've come to terms with the reality of the fact that if you can't beat them, join them. Thank you very much. We pray for a peaceful election, and we believe that we have a great country to save, and we have a duty to save our people. Let's be honest as we engage in political discourse. Let them be issue-based. I thank you. Unless there's a question, that's my short briefing.
Good afternoon and welcome to Conversations at 1. This is a great day, Tuesday, the second day in the month of June. It's so cold. I hope you're keeping warm. I hope you've taken some warm liquids just to ensure that your body is, warm. They say in politics there are no permanent enemies, but permanent interests. But as we edge closer to the August 13 general elections, the chessboard in Zambia is shifting in ways few could have predicted just a year ago. Today, the headlines are buzzing. Two firebrand figures, traditionally fierce critics of the ruling establishment, have officially crossed the aisle. Pastor Peter Chanda of the New Congress Party says if you can't beat them, join them. He and his NCP are now supporting or rallying behind the candidature of the United Party for National Development Party President Hakainde Hichilema. This is the same man that recently had offered his political party to be used as a ticket by the now running mate to Honorable Brian Munduvile Makebi Zulu. There is also another gentleman that we're going to be getting to a little in a few minutes. But before we get there, allow me to introduce the only man knighted by Mwine Luwemba, Mr. George Chileshe Chomba. I would attest that he has not been running around Crown TV with powder or millimil pouring on people. But he's here. Mr. Chomba, welcome to Conversations at One.
Interesting afternoon. Because of the topic that we are going to discuss.
Yes.
Condolences to our cousins in the East. We could have said it earlier. We have lost the Mpezeni. In Zambia, it's like Chiti. It's what is Chitimukulu is king. The Mpezeni, that is the big man. Yeah. So very interesting that Mr. Peter Chanda has crossed to the ruling UPND. And obviously, many people will be asking, is it the human body crossing, or is it the manifesto which is following? But he hinted some things have been done, other things haven't been done. That's why we need, or maybe I'll tell you what is happening in the community, where people are saying, it doesn't feel like elections because the people are not putting on new regalia, party regalia. Buses are not moving. Police, well, apart from political quarrels, not many people are fighting in the community and all those things. Maybe it's time we shift the ball so that we go towards discussing manifestos. What is it that Zambia expect after the 13th of August? But what will be the discussion point, obviously, will be the kind of people who are crossing over to the UPND in the run-up to the elections.
Interesting. You have said something about the election and the mood.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, conversation was around people saying this election season feels a little bit boring. But just this morning, I was listening into a radio program by one of the UPND members, the National Youth Chairperson. He was on radio this morning, and he was saying the environment is peaceful because we have made the political environment, we have sanitized the environment. That's what he was saying. And he went on to say a number of things. He compared the tenure of the PF as well as the MMD. Says during MMD, Rupia Banda addressed trees in Vitenges. During the PF, in their final year of 2021, they spent heavily, campaigning, and we picked lessons from there. But Zambians in this period, Mr. Chomba, are expecting something to happen. For some, this is the livelihood that, you know, they have got printing companies, vitenges have to be printed, and so those companies will heavily rely upon some money from this. And so we're just hoping and praying that somebody somewhere spends some money, because once one spends, then you expect the others to also start spending. So we'll give it another week, and hopefully there will be some money, political money, in circulation with regards, you know, exchange of services. That is printing, that is airtime, that is so many other things that are going to happen as we approach. The ECZ, for example, only launched their campaign yesterday. We're also expecting Kanga Chepe from this.
Well, there might not be money for regalia. But obviously, the politicians should not sit back. The Zambians would like to know, what is it that they want? What is it that a political party, once voted into power, they want to do for women? They want to do for the men. At the moment, we are talking about the vehicle in which the current government has put. But we can't fact check the future and say, oh, since the UPND have brought 40 million in the coffers of constituencies, then they are the ones who are going to drive the agenda. Again, people need to know, why should we continue with 40 million? What has been achieved in the last 5 years for people to carry on with 40 million as CDF? So the opposition, it's expected that they need to punch holes into the program of the UPND, so to say, school feeding programs and all those things. Now, the only way that people would feel that politicians are participating in the electoral process up to the election day is for politicians to come here. Don't expect people feel it. Expect somebody to explain it, to say something good about what will happen after the elections. I know what is happening is people believe that the media should just offer free space. But this is a business. Crown Television and other private media houses don't get money from taxpayers' money. That is maybe TV levy and all those things. They need to find money somewhere to be 24 hours to broadcast. So what should happen is that politicians, the civil society organization, when they have an agenda, and when I talk about civil society, people will be thinking, no, they should talk about which political party is doing fine. No, civil society have got an agenda to pursue certain programs of state. For example, at the moment, when I look at the NGOCC and the 20 women who are going to parliament, what sensitization have they done to the women so that when they are approached by political parties, the women are able to say, yes, we are able to go to parliament? What about the youth? What about the people living with disability? And this won't only be at parliament. It will be even in councils. What are the NGOs doing to ensure that people are sensitized? So all those things, then people are going to say, so we are included. That's when they count me in. ECZ campaign will kick in, because people will be saying, oh, so we have not been left behind. Our NGO has talked about factual statistics about how many people are going to go in the councils. 116 councils. How many people with disability, 15 people with, or people, the youth, and also women are going to be dotted around without participating in an election, because a presidential candidate, that is 14, are the ones who are going to determine how they get into all these positions.
And now getting right into this afternoon's topic, Mr. Chomba, we've just seen a video of the NCP President Peter Chanda saying, if you can't beat them, join them, and he's calling the opposition as, you know, a grouping that has got vacuum, that is operating in a vacuum, in a way that it is not offering credible, checks and balances, and that, they do not have tangible solutions that can help the country that are better than what the current administration is doing. And he says that some of what the administration is doing is in line with what his political grouping was, planning to do if it formed government. Now, if you talk of Peter Chanda, he's not a new name to Zambian politics. He's a person that has been in Zambian politics for quite a long time and has been an ally of then Patriotic Front. And he mentioned, even after the passing of former President Edgar Lungu, that him and the former president had made an arrangement that his political party would be used as a special purpose vehicle in this election. Unfortunately for him, that has not been so. But he and his political party, through the alliance, the Tonse Alliance, had managed to even scoop one seat, Petauke, during by-elections that were held in that particular area.
I can only say, may he so rest in peace. I don't know how Edgar Lungu could have reacted at this particular moment, because Edgar Lungu wasn't supposed to stand after the Supreme Court, the Constitutional Court ruling. But you see, when politicians don't have a stand in terms of politics, then they drive uncertainty in the political arena. Because what happens is that there are people who believed in the vision of ECL. And they believed in the vision of the people around him, most of them who spoke maybe ill against the current government. That's why sometimes it's very important that when you are making a shift, you take weeks, months of politics before you make a decision. But I understand Mr. Peter Chanda has got his democratic right to join any political party of his choice. It's guaranteed in the Bill of Rights. That is freedom of association. But when you make a turnaround of 360 degrees within seconds, within lightning speed, then people start questioning. And assuming he was appointed to a certain position, what will happen is that people will start now saying, is it politics of the belly, or indeed he believes in the policies of the UPND? But we can't take away that right that he has to choose a political party of his choice. But I don't know how he's going to face other people, because the other person that we hear are politicians. We have Dr. Xavier Chishimba also, who has backed the UPND. Now, these people should not only talk about if you can't beat them, join them. What they should amplify are these policies that the UPND is implementing, the right policies. When they were criticizing, there are certain things that they saw which they believed, oh, the UPND is not performing well here. So when you join a new political party, there is an addition, the value addition that you add. So it shouldn't just end at, if you can't beat them, join them. But now that I've joined you, please, can we correct these things that we were seeing? Then people, after August 13, you can expect a changed position in terms of how you explain maybe debt restructuring and other programs that the UPND have implemented. But you join, you keep quiet, people will accuse you of looking for something to fill your belly.
Mr. Chomba, Pastor Peter Chanda is not the only member of the opposition in the past 24 hours that has switched. There is also Dr. Xavier Chishimba, who has said a few words, and he says that he's a former radical, Kasama Central lawmaker. He's declared that opposing progress for the sake of opposing progress is a betrayal to the nation. He's saying he's joined this movement to support President Hakainde Hichilema because he feels that the president is doing what a right leader ought to do. Let's have a listen to what Dr. Xavier Chishimba said yesterday when he held a press briefing. And then on the other side, we continue with conversations at 1.
As the clock continues ticking towards the August 13 general elections, political parties are intensifying their strategies, with many leaders weighing whether to align themselves with the ruling party or join forces with the opposition. Among those who have chosen their path is United Progressive Party President Xavier Chishimba, who has officially thrown his weight behind the ruling United Party for National Development. Mr. Chishimba says that his party has entered into an alliance with the UPND, citing what he describes as progressive policies and notable economic gains recorded under the current administration. He says the development agenda initiated by the UPND should not be interrupted, but rather be given an opportunity to continue for the benefit of the Zambian people.
Tetona ule chiti chimacho mwenu. Shenga bakule ngandange pichikolonga fino. Twesa mukona ule. Bisa uli chiwelewele. Mukani ste welewele yobo kona ule chimti chiweme. To those who call this as a betrayal, I said, the betrayal would be to keep this nation divided for the sake of our own relevance. The betrayal would be to oppose progress simply because Thank you. Thank you. Zambia. We are not surrendering our voice. Let me repeat this. We are not surrendering our voice. We are carrying it to the table, and this includes our commitment to economic transformation, to accountability, to enterprise and opportunity. We join not as a silent partner, but to be heard where decisions are made. Before there was UPP, there was Zambia. Before there was UPND, there was Zambia. Before there was PF, there was Zambia. And long after all of us are gone, Zambia will remain. That is why our first loyalty must always be to the Republic.
Meanwhile, Mr. Chishimba has urged Zambians to reject what he has termed as recycled politicians, arguing that leaders who previously had an opportunity to govern and failed to deliver should not be entrusted with public office again. He says the country needs focused leadership capable of building on the gains already achieved instead of returning to past political experiments.
This nation has never been found in its politicians. Amaka kino kyalo kyaba muntu ngurushiyo. The strength of Zambia has always been found in its people. We must also be truthful about where we are coming from. We all witnessed the debt crisis. We all witnessed economic pressures. We all witnessed a period when political tensions rose and trust among citizens began to weaken.
For Crown TV News, Tawanda Munyuki.
Mr. Chomba, Dr. Xavier Chishimba historically has been known to be a man that doesn't mince his words. He's proved to be a thorn in the flesh of any ruling government, and he has been that in the past administrations. Now, to have a person like him go on a podium and tell a sitting president that we are with you, we are rallying behind you, what does this mean for the administration being run by President Hakainde Hichilema?
If you are joined by a person who was a great critic of your policies. It's a plus, and Dr. Xavier Chishimba is a plus in terms of joining the ruling party, the UPND. The only minus which would be there is to stop what you have been doing. That's why Mr. Winter Kavimba is a different politicians. When there is something wrong, you point out that. And I'm hoping those who don't know Dr. Xavier Chishimba, he was MP in the Patriotic Front. He resigned, and now he's a leader of an opposition political party. UPP. Now, what is it that is supposed to be done? If politicians are principled about how they view the policies, for example, I'm a journalist. There are certain things that I think in terms of information dissemination, the UPND could have done better. But it's like they just talk about them. Debt restructuring has been a success, and then they go quiet without explaining what has it done in terms of benefiting the ordinary person. Oh, fuel we have reduced, and suddenly you go down. You only allow, yes, the Economic Association of Zambia is going to explain it. But what about the party machinery in terms of explaining what has happened? What are the gains? What are the thinkings around what has happened? Is it magic and all those things? You hear, oh, school feeding program and all those things. What are is it something that people can feel and understand that this is a program going forward? Those are some of the things. For Dr. Xavier Chishimba, he should keep up, since he owns his own political party, in terms of criticizing when something goes wrong, and also praise the UPND where it is correct. But again, maybe these things could have been done much earlier, and not maybe 2 months before an elections. But since we are in a campaign
if you followed Dr. Chishimba, especially on his Facebook live streams,
yes,
he's pretty much been pointing out positives, slightly negatives that the current administration has been making, and it was almost known that soon he may make this decision. It was almost like you're counting down to him making
our
a decision.
Politicians are predictable.
Yeah, but then, Mr. Chomba, Dr. Chimba specifically mentioned in the video from playing that the leadership is tested during times of difficulties. He praised President Hichilema for firmly doing what is right for the country. He's echoing a sentiment of continuity over chaos. He took a direct swipe. Now, this is Peter Chanda. He's taken a direct swipe, that is, against his fellow opposition, leaders. Now, for Pastor Peter Chanda to take a swipe, and also for the both of them to leave the opposition politics and sort of be opposition but aligned to the ruling party, is this showing a fractured opposition at the wrong time? Because you've mentioned that this is it could have happened earlier, but is this happening at a wrong time? Not the joining, but the fracturing of the opposition. I'm also saying this knowing fully well that certain opposition members have also joined the alliance, the Tonse Pamozi alliance. Others have joined Membe and his team as well. We can talk of the Third Liberation Movement that has crossed over to Brian Mundubile. We can talk of the New Focus Party that is now working with Dr. Fred Membe. But to have these two figures leave the opposition at this point, isn't this showing to some extent fragmentation, further fragmentation of the opposition? It
can be maybe fragmentation of thinking, because the way I look at things, Zambia is like a house. There are politicians who would like to pursue a populist agenda. It's very nice to say, can we control the factors of production? Can we control all these things? But I think 5 years ago, we had a house leaking roof, and the roof can be termed as what was our acceptance in terms of international community? The people we owed money, what were they thinking about Zambia? Did we have a good balance of payment? And then here is a person who is trying to maybe repair the roof. And there are people who are saying, no, the ground is the one which we are supposed to fix. And the ground are the Zambian people. So many Zambians, maybe even voters, they don't understand the economics of how to cooperate with the international community. So, but there are politicians at the moment in the opposition who understand the economics of running a country. For example, that's why they are able to give examples of, yes, you have done well in certain areas, you haven't done other things. And Dr. Xavier Chishimba also would say, and it's looking beautiful. Is that the time that you decide to withdraw and all those things? So these messages that are being given now, I'm not saying they are wrong, but I'm saying there are certain politicians who take advantage and say, oh, you are praising this UPND because of you want to eat, politics of the belly and all those things. But there come a time when we should be patriots in terms of how we are going to discuss Zambia. What is our problem? How are we going to resolve those problems? That has been the missing link. But you're going to see that there will be certain politicians who will just say, no, I've come to a realization that things have been done in the last 5 years. They haven't been done 100%, but maybe the direction that we have been moving is correct. But that is now, as politicians discuss, as people go on Facebook and all these other things. But the cardinal point is, are all these decisions which are being made being felt by the ordinary Zambians in terms of this is the direction that we should take?
All right. At this point, Mr. Chomba, after getting in your mind, I'd want to get into the mind of our viewer this afternoon. So let's get into our inbox and see what thoughts you have sent us this afternoon, so we can, understand what you are thinking and how you are thinking about this situation and this development as of this very moment. We're going to be reading some messages, and as we do that, Mr. Chomba, there are several statements that have been made by the two people that, points of discussion. All right, let's get into our inbox before we get to those other statements. Good afternoon. Please do investigative research. God is not the author of confusion. Let him tell the truth about what he has decided to do. He's not doing it for the people of Zambia. No. All right, please tell us your name and where you're texting from when you send those messages. But thank you for your message. They have seen light at the end of the tunnel. Uncle Davis from Lusaka. Thank you, Uncle Davis, for your message. All right, let's look at another message this afternoon before we continue. UPND is a one-term government. Banda Kings from the Kulu, the land of plenty. All right, thank you, Mr. Kings Banda. How I wish we had a presidential candidate campaigning using NAPSA lump sum, not those 20%. All right. Please remember to include your name and your location when you send us those messages. Good afternoon, Sir George Chomba and the moderator. Good afternoon. Nice topic. Watching you from Muchinga, Province, Evans. Thank you, Evans, and we are glad that Muchinga is tuned in. Thank you very much to you. They are not factors, but did they see what happened to Gary? Luavo. Let them tell us why they really did what they've done. I think they have said it. I think Pastor Chanda has said it. I think Dr. Chishimba has also said why. Good afternoon, panel and conversations at 1. Regarding the topic at hand, I think they have shared the general public why they have endorsed HH. All we want is peaceful elections. I still want to see my neighbors safe before, during, and after the 13th of August 2026. DK from Kabompo, Blueland. Thank you very much from Kabompo. And we also want to see peace. Good afternoon, Mr. Chomba and the moderator. Good afternoon. I don't have a problem with Mr. Xavier Chishimba joining the UPND, but I have concerns with Mr. Peter Chanda. Mr. Chanda does not mean well at all. He's always aligning himself with ruling parties. To me, this one means that he does not care for the people other than what he shall feed on tomorrow himself and not anyone else other than himself. UPND advice, I advise you, become careful with such people. This message is coming from Edward. Thank you, Edward, for that message. The two are endorsing HH because his manifesto is the best at the now. They are just after fattening their pockets. Others just want to rescue serving prisoners. You can't undermine the judiciary in such a way. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Atra. Good question. Why have Xavier Chishimba and Peter Chanda endorsed President HH for 2026? Answer. Ni insala. Insala kapondo ilalenga na malinso ukupona kumutenge. What has changed about UPND? If Makebi Zulu agreed to use, I'm sure it's Chanda's party as a special purpose vehicle, was he going to act in a manner he has acted? Good afternoon, moderator. I thought politics of the belly died with Daniel Munkombwe. Integrity demands that even if you can't beat them, don't join them. A man who changes goalposts should not be trusted. All right, thank you very much for those messages. Do we have more that we can look at? Good afternoon, panelists. Surely that's a point. If you can't beat them, join them. This message is from Oscar Mwakamui. All right, thank you very much, Oscar Mwakamui, for that message. The two endorsing HH because, all right, we've read this message. Thank you very much, the message from Atra. All right, that's all we can accommodate for text messages. We'll be opening phone lines in a few seconds. Mr. Chomba, when we look at the timing, Dr. Chishimba noted that long after the 13th of August in 2026, Zambia will still remain Zambia. Now, cynics will argue that these endorsements are about political survival, as some of the messages, are saying. But how does the UPND convince the ordinary voter that this is about policies, and not political convenience?
Well, it's politics is a game of numbers. And for the UPND, I'm sure they are happy that they are attracting people who can join them. And you can only convince voters if you are able to explain what you have done in the last 5 years, and also how Zambians are going to benefit from the various development programs that the UPND has done. If the UPND foot soldiers are not able to explain how CDF has benefited them, how NAPSA has benefited them, then the story on the ground will be different. But if in the last 5 years, people know that the employment of teachers has been maybe more than 40,000, and the civil servants and other people, others are going to say, oh, no, they have done well, they could have done better. And I've always argued, the job of government is not to employ so many people, but to make the private sector that is arrive in the country and ensure that they make the profit so that government projects are funded. So those are the things that people should be told. After the elections, if you returned us, we are going to create employment by having good policies, which we are going to attract maybe foreign investors to come and put in money, even local investors, because even America needs investment. Zambia needs investment. Those are the things that have to be explained.
When you look at, Mr. Chomba, the geopolitics of these arrangements, Dr. Chishimba was an MP in Luapula.
In northern
Kasama. He was a member of parliament for Kasama Central.
Yes.
At some point. This is an area where the UPND at some point had found it quite difficult to penetrate.
Yes.
And to have a voice like Dr. Chishimba speaking for the UPND geopolitically, does this help the UPND in Northern Province?
In fact, it's not only Dr. Chishimba now speaking. If you have looked at the people who have been adopted in Northern Province, just the former member of parliament, Sibongile, she's standing in Kasama.
Yes.
So, yes, it adds a voice in terms of, well, one Zambia, one nation. National character of political parties determine how people are voted for. And I'm sure almost all the people who have been adopted by the UPND who belonged to the other political parties are talking about the programs that have been implemented, which we initially said, they are not talking about all these programs and these people are negative. But the 100% shift in terms of people talking about certain programs maybe is going to help in terms of gathering more votes and even winning certain people elections.
All right, let me bring in our phone calls for now. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, Mr. Moderator?
Very fine, thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm very fine. My name is Philemon from Chitulika, Zambia.
Philemon from Chitulika, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chomba.
Mulishani mkwai kumpikoko.
Tulisha wino kulitaka kulishani.
Kulifia wino na kutalala ko but kulekawa.
Awe na kuno kuina kutalala mwe.
Philemon, your 40 seconds has passed. Please go ahead.
Thank you. The two for joining UPND is due to the equal distribution of development. As we have said, the CDF, social cash transfer, stabilizing the country, in terms of cadarism, all those things that makes people to join UPND. And it's like you have just read my mind. The question you have said that Chishimba was once a Kasama member of parliament. That man, people do not know. He has got influence when he's given a platform. Amakamba mdala. So, indeed, I agree with you. It's a plus to UPND. Mufungeni bwino Chishimba kambwili. And Mr. Peter Chanda, use him mulusaka. Oh, Chishimba. Peter Chanda in Lusaka is very well grounded in Lusaka. So the two should be strategically positioned so that they can help us. Politics is about numbers. Otherwise, let me end here. I'm glad that the two are influential. May God bless both of you there. May God bless the nation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Philemon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother and my uncle there.
Good afternoon, Mr. Nkumbwa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chomba, at work.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. My take, first of all, on those who are endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. Truly, if you assess the candidates so far we have, even those who have been tested before, who can you compare to President Hakainde Hichilema? President Hakainde Hichilema has achieved a lot in a few years. Those who in 10 years who want to come back to say no, they will create jobs. Already Munduvira has told people that he has no vision for youth, for the youth, no plan. And they will have to tell him what they want. What kind of a leader is that? Okay? So to tell you the truth, these others have never been there. Unfortunately, they have no structures and they have no following. But President Hakainde Hichilema has achieved a lot to oppose, for any genuine person to oppose. So it is just right. When you are Peter Chanda, we need more people who can help to explain to the people how much this government has done for them. With regard to the confusion in the UPND that has been brought about by Wankombo, it's unfortunate. A family that divides itself, it falls. Unfortunately, Wankombo is like what people used to talk about him, about his sour relationship with the party leadership, has come to pass. Me, I'm one of the people who used to refuse and defend Wankombo. Now, I've now believed that indeed this man, it's like pride is a problem he has. And with regard to his emotions, I remember in the parliament at one time when he challenged the freedom of Kazo, that if you are man enough, let us go outside and check ourselves, and let the speaker restrain them. So if there is a possibility that he, in the case of wanting to defend himself, he also assaulted the people. In fact, they should have just reconciled than taking it to the public the way it is. If he was a genuine UPND member, they should have said, okay, come, we discuss, and they forgive each other as brothers. But look, who is speaking it out more? Is the PF guys whom was being suspected as working together privately. Okay? Where they even said, even the family of Walungu, they should have said the Wankombo, other than Wakavinde. So people now are proving that Wankombo is like, indeed has been working with the PF, and what he did that day was frustrate UPND, and as a wise man, he should have walked away that day and come back the following day to file his nomination. That is showing you who is strong. I think he lost it. It's like the wisdom failed him on that day. So if he's really a genuine member of UPND, let them come.
Can you wind up, Mr. Nkhonjera?
And like leaving the public to blow it out of proportion. It is not fair. I thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that contribution. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, my brother. How are you in Katonga?
Very fine, thank you. How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm okay. This is Mr. Kayombo.
Mr. Kayombo, thank you very much. Please go ahead, sir.
Calling you over from Lukulu.
All right.
My brother, what is happening this year? People commit suicide. The whole country, you know it is. These others, just in Lusaka, where we have got the former CF who want to eat. Now they will not need money, make it. If it has entered the whole country, my brother, they are voting for him. That's why you see when Peter Chanda, when Chishimba coming aboard, all the MPs that have contested there, the Chalingas, the Sunday Chandas, the daughter to GPM, all those are bringing votes for HH, my brother. So it's really wondering to see people talking about winning like this lawyer for Munduvira on the other TV, say he takes you to party and leave for Munduvira. You can even laugh. HH has already won, my brother, just waiting for the day. That's why you see the mood. It's not showing that people are worried about voting. No, we have already voted in our heart. There's no wind of change. People are not excited. They know that it will continue. No one can express him for now. There's no one who can express it, my brother. Until 2060 or 90, when somebody is mature now in the country, then we endorse him. For now, with the 88, the two term will go. We have referendum very soon. They are going to vote. We will remove that is one term, that is two term. We remove it.
All right.
The 88, my brother, this is Kayombo from Lukulu.
Thank you, Mr. Kayombo, for that contribution. Hello, good afternoon.
Excuse me. Good afternoon, Said, and good afternoon, Sir George.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mlonda.
Thank you. From the look of things, these two have want to work with the HH on their own volition. I think they were not approached or coerced to join UPND. So for me, it means they are very genuine. They looked at the ground, what is going on there. They judged. They saw who is who, which party is what. So on this was the only party they could work with. This was the only party that could bring what they wanted. In this case, we all look for national development. And true enough, for me, looking at all these parties around, it's only the UPND headed by HH that one can believe can bring in his second term the final what is left of development in the country now, such as bringing down prices. So for me, really, these people are genuine members who have come to the party. Unlike people who are just coerced, who are talked to, no, come and join us or what, they will come and join, but they will have their own doubts. So these are welcome, very welcome. And it's only UPND that can bring development. If you have to compare all those who are standing, the past and the others. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mulonda, for that contribution. Our final caller is Bachileshe. Bachileshe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my good brother.
All right, we are grateful that you've called. Please go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, Yamara Chomba.
Good afternoon.
Indeed, you have mentioned very well about our colleagues who are joining the UPND. Kwa slogan atilelo ngaire isula baleta wale baletamba. Many of these colleagues who are joined, I think I've followed them very closely. They have talked about the achievement that the UPND has done. Then they are saying, we have decided not to work or criticize outside, but to come closer to our friends, because these are our Zambian people, so that we can advise them to say, apana imwech teni kwefi, apana imwech teni kwefi. I think that is a welcome move. Now, look, they are side of the opposition, and let's see Chishimba na Peter Chanda joined them. Then it would have been Mr. Chishimba is a patriotic citizen. What about the achievement that he has done and what the UPND has, what he has seen from the UPND? So always politics will be there. Let me talk about this election to be boring and the campaign. Yes, it is. But let me caution our leaders from the ruling party. Don't take advantage of the goodness of your people. The fact that we have indicated to say the president is winning, it's not to your advantage. To make now, even those that are working for this election so that it can be in our favor to suffer more again.
All right.
Let me conclude by saying we have got even aligned media that are speaking for the UPND, that are taking development for the UPND. No, we are no, because it's chalo. I think this is a timely warning to the leaders to say, background, then you say because the president is winning. This is not the way it's supposed to be done. The other day I was talking about, if you check Uncle Chomba and Nkhonjera, if you check the whole Lusaka, the UPND has done more roads and good roads than the PF that they did, except Mama flyover bridge. Because this flyover bridge, like Great East Road. But generally, when you look around, you have got the road Kusalama Paki, you have got the one Acacia Drive, Cheston, you have got the one going Court District Road, we have got the Makishi Road. These roads were done by the UPND. But you can't even get, for example, maybe Bullet TV station, Yandi Indela and Rapo to Sevan Nkhonjera. Let's go on the field with Max Mue. Can you guys capture this so that you put on your television so that people can see what we have done? Afiana Mukangi Mozi.
Mr.
We have got
Chishimba.
people that are speaking for you.
For
Instead
attention.
of you in the media to speak so that people can see what this president and the UPN has done. Then people are speaking for you. Balanda buno wa Chomba, bayama na pamukoshi pao matetu watu mineko na drink ati yama munafisanka wala wino. Na pele la pamene hapo yama ziko mosenzandu.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chishimba, and thank you very much to you as well that managed to call in or send us a text message, to you that followed us on Facebook and gave us your comments. And Mr. Chomba, as we, conclude the program, for Pastor Peter Chanda, this is a man whose political party was used as a special purpose vehicle in Petauke. And this man rubbed shoulders with the top of the opposition. Name them. This man rubbed shoulders with the former president of the Republic of Zambia, and they shared so many plans for this country. It had to take something, significant for him to U-turn and say, you know what, I'm not going to take part in this election. He withdrew his candidature after paying 100,000 kwacha. And then now he's saying, I don't think the confusion in the opposition is ever going to end, and I don't think we're ever going to have aligned minds moving forward. And so I feel that the UPND's HH is the best person I should rally behind. It had to take a lot of convincing. He had to read, obviously, a number of situations and reached that particular conclusion. My question to you, Mr. Chomba, why has Peter Chanda, Xavier Chishimba, decided to join forces with HH?
The only example I can tell you is, we have got beauty competitions. These are people who go out of the country and they are at a ceremony. While people can watch that movie or the show, even back home we have got very beautiful people, because we can't say all of us we are going to go with the beauty pageants or whatever. Now, in politics, maybe Mr. Chanda believed in ECL so much. Now, looking back, he has seen, ECL was a good man, but he's no longer there. Who is the best option? Maybe those decisions are being made that way, that the best option is HH. And we can't deny him the freedom of association. We can only say, as you practice your freedom of association, be consistent in terms of don't now become a praise singer, but continue with your criticism. Where things go wrong, you criticize. Where something is supposed to be bettered in terms of performance, talk about it. You are still in politics. That's the way I see as we go towards the 13th August election.
Right.
The idea is all about our politicians doing things which people are able to say, this is going to better our lives.
As the clock ticks down to the 13th of August 2026, the political landscape is rewriting itself right before our eyes. Now, whether these political alliances are going to translate into actual votes come that day is a million kwacha question. Mr. George Chomba, my profound thanks to you for your great analysis this afternoon as always, and we look forward to another engaging episode of Spotlight later in the night tonight, and I wish you the best for the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.
To you, our viewers, thank you very much for engaging with us via phone, via text, via social media. My name is Seidlitz Nkhonjera on behalf of the great Crown Television team. Good afternoon.